Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Microbial Live WIM. My name is Abhijit Haldar. As you all know, in this video series we will discuss about some important topics of basic microbiology. So today's topic is Staphylococcus. So let's start the topic with introduction. Staphylococci are the member of Micrococcaceae family. They are the classical considered extracellular pyogenic pathogen because of their ability to induce abscessive formation. These bacteria are non-motile and tend to grow in cluster. This is the cluster shape. They are extremely hardy and can survive for prolonged period of times on environmental surface. This family of this family includes Staphylococcus aureus, Staphylococcus epidermis, and Saprophytaceae. Now, structural components. The cell envelope of Staphylococci is composed of microcapsule and a cell wall consisting of alternating units of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid. Additional components of the cell wall includes lipotectoic acid and a family of structurally related surface protein that facilitate bacterial adherence to host cell structure. This surface protein facilitate attachment to molecule found in the extracellular matrix, including fibronectin, fibrinogen, and collagen. What are the products we get from Staphylococcus aureus? Enzymes produced by Staphylococci are catalase convert H2O2 to H2O and O2 separately. Coagulase converts fibrinogen to fibrin and is the primary test used in distinguish Staphylococcus aureus from other staphylococcal species. These are the microscopic image of Staphylococcus species. Hydrolyze hyaluronic acid and may contribute to tissue breakdown and spread of Staphylococci across tissue barriers. Beta-lactamides are released by Staphylococci and can hydrolyze the beta-lactam ring of penicillins and cephalopodins, rendering the antibiotic useless. Toxin produced by Staphylococci are superantigen family, including toxic shock syndrome toxin, which is also called TSST1, enterotoxin, and the epidermolytic toxin. Membrane damaging toxin, including leukocidin and alpha toxin. Leukocidin has been associated with soft tissue infections, and alpha toxin may play a important role in producing the sepsis syndrome. Now, pathogenesis. Staphylococcus cause disease either as a result of mechanical breach. Sorry for the interruption. Mechanical breach in skin or mucosal barriers, or by the elaboration of toxin. Invasive infections. What are the invasive infections? Staphylococcus aureus are unlikely to cause either local or systematic disease in the absence of some trauma, albeit minor, rather than persist at commensals on the skin or in the nose without causing damage. Because of their presence as commensals on the skin and other side, both coagulate positive and negative bacteria frequently cause prosthetic device, example intravascular catheters. Related infection. Establishment of infection in general requires an ordered sequence of events that envelop adhesions, colonization, invasions, spread, as well as the host response on this process. Now, toxin infections. In addition to the above described pathogenic mechanism, staphylococci also cause disease via toxin. These include food poisoning, toxic shock syndrome, which is also called TSS, and the scalded skin syndrome. This illness may occur in the absence of a site of infection. For example, in TSS, vaginal colonization rather than infection is the rule. Now, next point is clinical manifestation. Staphylococcus aureus cause a variety of disease. These include local skin and soft tissue infections, invasive systematic infections such as infections, endocarditis, sepsis, or metastatic infection, and respiratory tract infections such as pneumonia. In addition, that are toxin related illness that include food poisoning and toxic shock syndrome. Now, what are the diagnostics? Staphylococci are recognized in clinical samples by gram staining and their characteristics morphology. Gram-positive cocci in grape-like cluster. These are all grape-like cluster. They can form round, often beta hemolytic colonies on agar. The aureus refers to the gold color of the colonies. All staphylococci are catalase positive. This is catalase positive. The coagulase and manifold fermentation tests are used to distinguish Staphylococcus aureus from other Staphylococcus species. Now, the treatment. Most staphylococcal infections require antibiotic therapy. Selection of appropriate antibiotic is based on the antibiotic susceptibility testing. Recently, an increasing number of staphylococci have become resistant to beta-lactam antibiotics. They have also less susceptible to the second-line agents such as vancomycin. In addition, localized collections such as staphylococcal abscesses require surgical drainage. Now, the last point is coagulase negative staphylococci. Staphylococcus epidermidis is the most common of the coagulase negative staphylococci encountered in clinical infections. They are considerably less virulent as pathogen than the aureus species. These coagulase negative species are most common encountered in association with prosthetic disease. They have an unique ability to adhere to prosthetic material and establish infections. This appear to be a part due to the elaboration of a extracellular polysaccharide referred to as slime or biofilm. They are most common cause intravascular catheter, prosthetic valve, and prosthetic hip infections. So I hope you enjoy these videos and you have gained some knowledge from my videos. So if you wish, you can download the notes of Staphylococcus species. All the notes are from my description box. You can follow my personal profile on also, and if you wish, you can join our Telegram or WhatsApp group for more information. Thank you so much.